Hello and welcome to round 3 lead card coverage from the 2017 Green Mountain Championship. We are at Smuggler's Notch Resort in beautiful Vermont. BigSexy commentary joining you, myself, Nate Sexton, and Jeremy Koling.
Wow, what a lineup of guys right now. Through 2 rounds, these guys have already started to separate themselves from the field. Nate Doss has 0 bogeys coming into this round, which is really impressive, especially...
smart way to play it.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. If you can play bogey-free, that's good. And he has played bogey-free through 2 rounds, including the very challenging Fox Run course. And the rest of the card through 2 rounds has amounted a total of 8 bogeys. So these guys are playing clean golf, getting a ton of birdies. And we have some Woods magicians for this round, so this is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be some fireworks, I predict. We've got hole 1, 96 meters, 315 feet, breaking to the right. Great for a forehand or just a gentle backhand turnover, which that's what Nate is going to show us right here.
Yeah, he has one of the proto TI buzzes he's going to be throwing here. Nate's one of the guys that has one bag and he sticks with it forever. I mean, there might be one new disc that goes in a year, but he's been throwing the same bag for so long. That's why he's always right there at the top. I mean, he's just so consistent from round to round, year to year.
And here is Ricky going to show us a forehand flex line.
And Rick's going to be the only guy throwing forehands today. I mean, that's a surprisingly wide shot there from Ricky.
Wow, yeah, but it does find the edge of the circle.
But yeah, Ricky's the only one that really throws the forehands. Cale never, ever goes to the forehand. Sometimes MJ does. He's got some Woods tricks, and Nate's a decent forehand player, but we're going to see probably 95% backhands from the rest of the card besides Ricky.
Yeah, I would agree. Cale needs this to turn, and it does a little bit. That'll show you, though, how a dead straight shot is still in the circle.
Yeah, you want to have a shot break off to the right side to finish, but you don't really need it. I mean, 28 feet is 28 feet regardless if it's directly in line with the basket or off to the left.
Yeah. Here is MJ. King of the turnover, unquestioned king.
Yeah, he's king of the comet as well. I mean, there's been players that have thrown it for longer, but maybe no one has ever thrown them better.
Yeah, I would agree.
Look at it. Watch how slow this thing lands. I mean, it's just so soft the whole way.
And that's why he can just kill it over and over again in the woods with roots and rocks and all that, because he's just the master of the angle and it's coming in like a putt.
Yeah, it's impressive to watch every time.
Wow, Ricky just a little low. Maybe the low ceiling kind of got to him.
Yeah, I think he was maybe just a bit pinched in behind that tree. Cale's a little bit closer. Similar spot, though.
He is in for birdie. A really nice putt to start.
Cale's pitch putt is, it's always fun to watch because he might not hit the center of the basket, but it has so little spin on it that it drops in the basket quite regularly.
And Nate in for birdie. I got to think his putt has been on so far with the scores he's putting up.
He struggled a little bit last weekend in Nantucket. But I think he's made some adjustments. He's just playing fantastic disc golf thus far.
3 birdies and 1 par for the card. Everybody tied at 21 with Nate leading us off at 25.
Look at that. Through 37 holes, he's already got a 4-stroke lead. I mean, that's some great golf right there.
Yeah, definitely. Hole 2 is a test for these players for sure. Par 4 going uphill the whole way at 550 feet. We're flying over the perfect landing zone right about now, right at that short tee pad, but your work isn't done. From there, you've got a pretty tricky flex forehand line. Maybe some of these turnover kings could get it done with a turnover backhand as well.
Yeah, the turnover backhand is a little bit more difficult because you have the uphill run up. That's always a little bit trickier to get those turnovers the way you want them to. And Nate's a bit early here, caught an early tree. He's kind of out of position. Maybe his bogey-free streak is going to be put to the test here.
It's a very good 4 from there, and it is impossible to 3 it without throwing in, I would think.
And this hole is the number 1 handicap on the course. It's played the hardest hole, and it's not just because of the tight line. There's obviously that OB wall there to the right, so bad kicks can produce bogeys and double bogeys quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is faded off a bit lefter than he'd like to be. Really anything off the fairway here is kind of just a you're going to have to find a way to pitch.
Yeah. And Ricky, well, nobody really did what they were hoping to do. When I played with Ricky in the first round, he actually kicked OB on this hole. So that's an improvement for sure, but still not going to be happy with it. That's fantastic.
Wow.
If it makes the corner, and it does. That is set up absolutely perfect. About as good as I could imagine that shot going.
Yeah, it's just a little bit better than the best drives you'll ever see. So he's in a good spot to salvage his par, hopefully.
Yeah, MJ as well, up there around the corner and into the tunnel.
The way this gap really angles you, there's really no way to get crazy aggressive unless you're just in the perfect spot. I mean, the way that the trees...
It has to be the forehand flex. From anywhere out of position, I feel like it's so difficult to get a backhand to hit that line.
And we're going to see the forehand flex here from Ricky with a harp. He's turned it over a bit early.
I don't think it's a harp. It looks quick.
Maybe you're right. I'm just so used to seeing him throwing a harp.
Yeah, for sure.
But from that distance, there's really no way he's throwing a harp there. But whatever he's throwing, he turned it over too much, caught a tree. He's going to have to be good from about 70 to get his birdie.
Yeah. And here is Nate looking to save the par. Very smooth.
Oh, yeah.
And that should be pretty easy.
Well done. Good recovery there from Nate. Good scramble.
Cale up to the basket with his par putt coming up.
And that just shows you how tight these trees are together. I mean, not that long of a throw.
Oh, look at that.
That's going to leave a tester from MJ.
That was pretty surprising. He hit something really close to him.
Right. I think he was looking past that. Didn't even think it was going to be in the way.
I hate when that happens. And Ricky, wow, nearly.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen him make an uphill 70-footer.
He's got no business birdieing from there, but he does not care.
Oh, my gosh.
MJ also doesn't care much about bogeys. He's going to just take a par right from the jaws of the bogey monster. He snatches par.
Yeah, well done there from MJ. Majestic hair flowing as he takes his par, as does the rest of the card.
Yeah. Hole 3 is a straightaway uphill 325-foot par 3 to an elevated basket. Pretty routine shot for these guys, I think. It's just going to be a backhand mid-range most likely. Test the ceiling a little bit so you've got some room to glide. You can't see the basket from the tee, but you can see that big pine, and that's where you want to throw the disc.
And there's also a flag stick on top of the basket that you don't see here in the drone footage that makes it a little bit easier to locate where the basket is. Like you said, just get over that hill. You don't want to throw it too terribly high because there is that little bit of low ceiling that you have to deal with. But it's a little bit shorter than I'm sure Nate's looking for. Just going to be at the circle's edge. And
Tricky putt.
It's a little bit of fast putt. I mean, the green does slope away, and it's an elevated basket as well, so it makes putting a little bit more difficult.
This looks a little bit more... like it has a little more distance on it.
Yeah, that's the forward line. You just want to get over that hill by about a foot or so, ideally, and Cale's executed the tee shot perfectly.
This is going to land 8 feet from the basket.
I'm going to say 28 feet.
Wow, well, you said you waited.
Oh, maybe 18 feet. We'll split the difference.
Split it.
But yeah, that's a little bit wider than I expected there, but that's just like, when you see this hole and you think of MJ throwing it, that's just a no-brainer.
Yep. And Ricky up and hyzering a little, but I think this should be pretty good. Oh, it's really good now.
Wow.
Takes a great kick, and he's going to have a tap-in.
That was almost like an ace-run line from Ricky. I wonder if that's at all going through his brain there.
Yeah. Ooh, Nate just right with his putt. Good effort. Cale for the birdie. And that is good.
And that's going to be it's going to be a letdown for Nate there. That's going to open up the card a little bit, bring him back all stroke. This is the second easiest hole in the course. To miss that,
yeah,
it borderline feels like a bogey to miss this hole. I mean, especially for Nate, he's such a quality mid-range straight player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a little bit agitated by that.
Yeah, I tried missing it first round, didn't like it, made the adjustment.
Yeah, I decided to go for that both times.
Just go and miss it twice.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit too early to get aggressive.
Okay, sure.
Not trying to be cocky.
Yeah. 3 birdies for the card, just the 1 par from Nate. Hole 4, I think, might be the prettiest hole on the course.
Yeah.
This one is uphill, par 4, 175 meters, 575 feet. We got a new basket position. The play off the tee is anything that moves slightly right, not real hard right, to land in the landing zone. And then you're going to have to figure out something to attack this green. I think the very best shot would probably be like a flex, little slight flex backhand.
Yeah, it is a very pretty hole. We've mentioned it many times before, but anytime you're in the woods and you have grassy fairways, it just adds such a beautiful aesthetic to the shot. And
and those rock walls.
The rock walls and the trees are pretty, and the leaves are changing color. It's a perfect culmination of just absolute nature at its finest.
Culmination, I like that.
Oh, thank you.
MJ, let that get away from him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky spot. This is the second hardest hole in the course. We just went hardest hole in the course, second easiest, now the second hardest. The course is kind of not really making up its mind how it wants you to play it at this point, but that's pretty much as good as you can even imagine.
That's really nice. He's right in the middle, no trees in his way. He's just going to have to navigate past that rock wall and past the trees up by the green.
And I like this play from Dawes. We've already seen him go to this buzz several times this round. He's got a feel for it. He's sticking with it.
Yeah.
Not trying to bite off too much off the tee shot. Just put himself in the fairway and give himself a chance on his second shot.
Yeah, if you're unobstructed, it's really not that far. This is perfect right here.
Oh, wow. Even past the wall, unbelievable shot from Cale. That was just made to look way easier than it is.
That's the best line for sure. And this is an escape shot from MJ. I don't think he's really going quite for the green from there.
No, I mean, from that thick of the woods there, that was a very impressive shot to get that much distance.
And then here is Nate going to follow Cale's line, I would think. Maybe he needs to turn over a little more.
And he's caught the V tree just on the other side of the wall.
It's probably 40, 45.
Yeah, I was going to say about that distance.
Now we can cue up a harp.
And there's a little bit more of a backdoor opening, and Ricky has found it. He is absolutely parked.
Nicely done.
Dissects the hole perfectly with two forehands.
MJ just short.
And that's not a layup. MJ does not lay up. That's one thing he does not do. But from that distance, that far uphill, that's about as good of a bid as you could really hope for.
Ooh, Nate also with a really nice bid. Cale from the farthest back drive.
And connects on a
up here for birdie.
Huge birdie. That's a bonus one. I mean, this is the second hardest hole because there's that OB. Well, it's not really OB on the right, but it feels like it's OB because it's so thick.
So punishing for sure.
And, I mean, without the OB wall that you have on hole 2, it's producing similar scores just because people can play Plinko and Army Golf left, right. And that's a huge birdie for Cale from back there.
Ricky with a very nice birdie. Perfect drive, perfect upshot, perfect putt, even though it was only 9 feet.
Right.
Two birdies, 2 pars. Nate with a 2-shot lead.
Lifetime warranty and 1% back to the planet. Tempercraft USA. Temper your thirst.
All right, here we are on hole 5, par 3, 285 feet, finishing downhill and right. Really good turnover backhand and also good for a flex forehand. You just need to control the skip, but I'm expecting to see some really nice mid-range shots just drift a little to the right, leaving our guys 20-footers if they execute perfectly.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get all the way to the basket unless you cheat a little bit early and get lucky with the backhand, but you can get well inside the circle. And like we said before, Cale does not throw forehands. It's difficult to throw this line if you don't have just an incredible touch. And Cale's left that just outside the circle, but for as difficult as this hole can be for that type of shot, that's just fine.
I mean, the whole left side is OB, so, any tree kick, it can be a real disaster here. Ricky is in danger, but I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, throwing a pretty overstable disc there, and he's going to finish pretty good there. Oh, yeah, really good
That'll
there.
work. Yeah, it's kind of scary once you throw that ante if it gets close to those trees, because if it kicks the wrong side.
It's just so difficult to throw a forehand that goes this straight and breaks off without a little bit of flex, right side, left side, whatever.
I agree. I think if I went straight at it, it'd have to be a mid-range.
And MJ, I believe, is throwing his purple banger. That has been lovingly known as the effing purple banger by Brian Schweberger. He's tired of seeing MJ beat him in tournaments in North Carolina.
And here is Nate getting on that buzz again, I believe.
Look at these. Not a single tree hit amongst our league group here. Showing off why they are where they are.
I bet they're about to show us with the putt, too. Couple testers.
Cale likes to do this little jump putt here and just a bit high. Downhill putt and a jump into it. A little bit too much for Cale to deal with. And MJ just gets it over the rim.
Nice putt from MJ there. I think we'll see Nate now from just outside the circle as well.
Yeah, he drifted a little bit long. And he is a bit high. Wow.
Bit of a slow start from Nate so far.
Yeah, he's kind of done that through 2 rounds. Started off slow and ends up really picking it up on the back 9.
It's a good way to go. I mean, as long as you're getting the birdies eventually.
Yep.
Nate in for par. Cale as well making par. And Ricky with a tap-in birdie. Great drive.
On this course, anytime you're inside the circle or right around the circle's edge, you feel like you have to execute more than you do on other courses. And that's because this course is it's a race to who can get the most birdies. And it's an endurance race of birdies, really. Mm-hmm. Some courses are about just maintaining. This one's about birdie, 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 birdie. After 1 round, people were scorching the course and just proving that this course is not necessarily about pars and bogeys, how few of them, but how many birdies you can get.
Yeah. Here we are, hole 6, par 3, 225 feet. Technically an island hole, although I think Germ hit it on the head last time. It's the Australia of island holes. Tee-pad here in New Zealand, basket up on Ayers Rock.
And I mean, I don't know if it would be overkill to make the 10-meter circle the OB line. It could be, but I mean, for this distance, you should be expected to get that close, especially amongst the best players in the world.
Yeah.
And this little, you're not fooling us with raising the basket. It's still a must get.
Yep, I agree.
And this is the easiest hole in the course. And pushing the scoring average from hole 6 at Fox Run, which was the lowest scoring average we've seen on tour so far. This one averaged about 2.75, I believe. 2.375.
Okay, there you go. I was going to say 2.75 sounds way high.
No, it's 2.375. I missed the 3.
Yeah. Doss is in. Have you personally witnessed a 3 on this hole?
I have not. I've seen a couple players try their hardest, but their putts still somehow dance over the rim and they got their birdies.
Yeah, I think, my 2 groups star framed it, and I think now we're watching our second group on video. So I'm 16 for 16.
Yeah, this is one that feels closer to a double bogey to miss. I mean, and it's just 1 stroke, but that stroke can start creeping into your brain.
Yeah, and we're done playing this course, so we can talk about it like that now.
You're right,
because
yeah.
It can't bite us till next year.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're thinking you're inadequate. Why can't I birdie this hole? It's right in front of you. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So, no, it's important to get the birdie and move along there and not think about the hole anymore.
Hole 7 is a par 3, downhill sweeping to the left, 365 feet, though it doesn't play nearly that long. You just have to dodge this tree right in the middle that we're coming up to now with the drone. Nice to see the drone kind of getting in the fall spirit too, kicking up some leaves.
Yeah, look at this.
Just sort of letting everybody know that fall is on its way.
It's a videographer / leaf blower. It's a little combo package that you get here with the drone footage.
Yeah, clean up the course as he goes.
And this is a fun shot. I mean, it's just a lot of times when we have these downhill shots, it's a straight downhill shot. You can see it, but it's all about controlling the distance. Here you have to control the distance and throw a nice angle and have to pick the right disc to drift the right way. It's just a really fun shot.
And it's a subtle angle, too. I feel like this hole is not thrown with an overstable disc that bites at the end. It's thrown with a flippy disc on hyzer that kind of stands in and rides down the hill.
And look at this.
Speaking of riding down
right
the
under
hill,
the chips.
Oh, and it is lost down a cave.
Oh, re-tee.
Cale going with a mid-range, I believe. Maybe a putter even. I think mid-range. A little bit wide, a little bit too straight. Look out, spectators. But a good kick. He should have a jump putt layup from there. Maybe even a run at it if he's feeling frisky.
Yeah, it's a bit too straight there. Didn't quite pop the angle with the right hyzer. And that looks pretty tasty there from Nate Doss. This could even challenge the basket.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And he almost goes down into the cave that MJ's disc is lost in.
Yeah.
3 terrific shots. Cale's got some work to do, but he's really in no danger of anything other than a par at worst.
Oh, I like that effort.
And man, he almost proves me wrong. Almost drops in the birdie from about 70 feet.
Here is Ricky for the 2.
Nice up and down putt from Ricky.
Nice.
Oh, looks like they've found MJ's disc in the cave.
Okay, good.
I was getting nervous.
Birdie for MJ. Really well done. Got to navigate a little bit of a muddy area to get out of there.
Yeah, they could have spread the mulch a little bit further away from the basket here on this hole. There was a lot of mud down here off to the left, but this year, apparently Vermont has just experienced a tremendous rain season. They said it's been raining ever since it stopped snowing.
Wow.
So the ground is really soft, and it's made the course a little bit different in some ways.
Yeah, I was told that it was much colder and cloudier the week before the tournament, so we got a little lucky with a little late season heat wave.
Yeah, don't explain lucky to everybody on the course yesterday that didn't bring their umbrellas when we got soaked.
Sure, but even that, it only lasted a few holes.
Oh, in the grand scheme of things, we've experienced beautiful weather through 3 rounds.
3 birdies, 1 par. We've got Nate clinging to a 1-shot lead, needing to get going here, though. Hole 8 is a 605-foot par 4 that goes uphill and to the left. We've got a new basket position this year, built up on an elevated green. It's a pretty tough shot. Not really any OB, but quite a few trees to navigate to get up there.
And they moved the basket back just a little bit further. In the past, a good drive would get you almost in just outside of jump putt range for your approach. Now it's 2 full throws, and this tee shot is pretty tricky.
Yeah, definitely. This looks pretty good. It cuts the corner just a bit, but that's actually kind of a good thing. If you can sneak through that corner, you're going to have a better angle.
You see a lot of tee shots sneak through that corner. There's not as many trees in that little grouping there in the middle as other places on the course. And so a lot of shots end up drifting through early and end up being just fine.
Oh.
And MJ proves that there are just enough trees to catch one.
There are still some trees there.
And Nate looks like he's challenging the inside line.
Ooh.
The inside line is there, but it's preferably done with a forehand turnover or a lefty backhand anhyzer. He's going to be out of position. He's going to need a couple quality shots to save his par.
This looks very nice. Get around or inside, doesn't matter. Yeah, and that is in the garden spot.
Right there where that short gravel tee pad is pretty much ideal.
So Nate is going to go through the back door with a forehand. Assuming this stays clean, now that's a very nice shot. He should have a pretty simple shot to the green from there, I would think.
MJ's gonna.
Oh boy! Oh, good double kick.
Great.
That
double
was
kick,
heading on safari for a second.
Yeah, he had to throw a very tricky line, super close to that tree. He needed to throw a flip up with a Comet straight out of his hand, have it stand up, and somehow late turn, and he just had too many things in the way. Nice shot there from Cale.
Ricky is, for the second time in a row.
Gosh.
I was in his group first round, and he hit that rock, and he rolled to there.
Wow.
So 2 times now he has thrown that upshot and taking a pretty brutal roll away.
I mean, that's just... I don't know.
Look here. Oh.
Ricky's not been flashing the 2-time ring that we see Macbeth showing off the 4-time skills a lot. Ricky doesn't... I don't know. I used to call him Ricky Why So Lucky back in the day when he was just beginning, way before Ricky Wysocki was Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah.
But I see him get a lot of spit outs and a lot of rollaways, and yet he keeps battling and does stuff like that.
Yeah, he makes a lot of putts. It sometimes doesn't matter that much whether his disc rolls or not, because when he's on, he's equally comfortable, it seems like, from 20 and 40.
And his head game is so strong. I've played with him so many times throughout the years, and he's one of those guys that will throw a shot, he'll catch a bad break, and he doesn't care. He threw the shot he wanted to throw, a bad break happened, and he's able to move past that and not be resentful towards the result.
Yep.
And then that's what allows him to free his mind and execute great putts like that.
Yep.
And good par saves there from MJ and Nate. And Cale and Ricky are going to walk away with their birdies.
Yeah, good birdie to get for sure. And we've got a tie at the top. Hole 9 is an uphill par 3, pretty short at just 205 feet, but as we mentioned last round here, it's a innumerable amount of trees. We've got trees on both sides, very, very thick, to where if you do take a kick and get unlucky enough to kind of penetrate into there, you're going to have a really tough time getting out cleanly.
Yeah, 205 feet, but it's treacherous if you're off the fairway. A couple double bogeys yesterday, 13 bogeys. For the most part, you're going to see the entire field take birdies and pars.
Yeah.
But this group says we don't want to worry about pars here.
No, not a good idea. Nice shot from Ricky up into the circle. Cale's going to show us the backhand option with a putter. That's turning nicely and going to be pretty much parked. Just maybe 18 feet.
Just narrowly avoids those skinny trees that would keep him probably about 30 feet away. Going from throwing a great shot to having to make a good putt, now he's past those trees, so he's parked.
MJ going to go the exact same route. Little bit of a kick off the tree, but he's still inside the circle.
And you see those, just touching those trees. I mean, MJ's shot was almost identical to Cale's. He's going to have to work a little bit harder to get his birdie.
Yeah. And this is turning a little bit better. Is this running for ace? Not quite. Beautiful shot. This is MJ for birdie from the edge of the circle, just inside.
Go ahead and count it. Just go ahead and count it. The guy is putting just with a... There's just flames coming off his putter right now.
Ricky is in as well. It's looking like a star frame. Nice birdie putt from Nate. And Cale to finish it off. Didn't really expect anything different from these guys. They're all playing so well to this point. A hole like this is unlikely to offer much resistance.
And the story of the front nine might be that Ricky just shredded. 7 down through the front nine. He's caught the 3 strokes on Nate that he was trailing by to start the round. These guys are all playing terrific golf. It's going to set up for a fantastic back nine. I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Jomez. Thank you to the PDGA. Thank you to Smuggler's Notch. Thank you to Discraft. Thank you to David
Fancy Clancy.
Fancy Dave for the stats. And thank you to Germ. We will catch you guys for the conclusion of this round. There's going to be some birdies.
A lot of them.